back to another episode of an Ohio 7. I'm here with Gabby.
Oh, hello.
And I'm Angela. A long time no see, girl. Where you been?
Been preparing to move in with my boyfriend. Big stuff happening, big stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure by the next time an episode comes out, she'll be gone. So there'll be no more episodes because I won't be able to get her over here.
No, I live down the street. I'll be moving down the street.
We'll see how that holds up.
Don't say that.
No, I'd love to not say it.
Right. You'd love for it to work out.
Yeah.
Like get married.
Yeah, you guys are so cute. Yeah. They first move in and then they get married.
And then a week later we're married. No.
So I'll keep you guys posted. I'll be a videographer at the wedding.
No.
Can't wait for it to go down.
No. Okay, my whole thing is like when people spend all this money on weddings, do you think they actually watch the videography? This is really loud. I'm sorry. I'm turning it down. Do you think that they actually like rewatch the video?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think my favorite ones are the ones that are shot on Super 8 and they're just like so
Of course you would want your fucking wedding shot on a Super 8 camera.
Absolutely. Yeah, I want it to be so
like,
good.
Do you have any videographers that's like really good with like Super 8 film?
Literally, like I want to.
No, but
yeah.
we can get a regular camera and then we can just put a sock over it to give it that aesthetic.
that grain,
we
grain
get
texture.
some hosiery over the fucking lens to give it that grainy look.
I want it to kind of lag a little too. I want it to seem like it's trying really hard to like capture
how hard I had to work for this relationship.
Exactly.
I just want something that's not going to be easy, and you're like, yeah, that sticks with you somehow.
Come on. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like my parents got married at City Hall, so
yeah.
I never like grew up was like, my mom was like, this is my wedding dress.
No, my mom was never. I was at my mom's wedding. I was 16.
You were like 6. You're 16. You could fit into her dress then.
Yeah.
My mom wore a black dress from JCPenney's. She was super pregnant. She was so sick.
Bye.
And honestly, the photos were so sick from their wedding. My mom was just wearing a white long sleeve with like a black dress, and she was an icon.
Honestly, the other day when I was visiting my parents in Texas, they were at work, and I went to I just went to explore the town. I ran into this couple who had been married for 30 years. They were like 80 years old. And
how did you like run into them? Like,
I was just because they were just sitting next to me, and it's like it's a small town.
Okay,
so they're
sitting next to you. Where are you? Are you at a cafe?
I'm at a cafe. Okay. Imagine this. Picture this.
Okay, because
I'm at a
like,
cafe.
The way you're telling this story, I ran into an old couple. They were like 80, and you're like, do you know them? Did you actually physically run into them? Are they okay?
They're fine. They're in their 80s for sure. Yeah, Ken and Carol, love them, down. But he like pulled out his wallet and showed me a picture from their wedding day, and he's a vet now. But she was wearing like this long black dress as well, long jacket, wool, and everything. And he was so excited to show me the picture of her that he had in his wallet. And he was like, he had it front and center, like laminated. It was perfect. There was not a crease in that image. And it was just like, damn, I hope that I married my man for 30 years. And he's like busting out his wallet.
He's like, let me show you. He's like, I've been waiting for this all fucking week for somebody to ask me. But also like,
I didn't ask him either. He was like,
here.
He got up, walked around to me and just showed me his wallet. And I was like, honestly, that's a man who rides for you.
You're counting the credit card numbers.
No, literally, I'm scanning. I'm taking mental pictures. No. I'm like, you fool.
I'm just kidding. Wait, you never do that.
Wait, bring it back. I didn't quite see the dress.
I want to see the stitching.
But yeah, it was really cute.
No, that's sick. 30 years ago was like the 90s?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Ooh. But yeah, he told me their whole story and how they met and everything. Did your man keep a picture of you in his wallet?
I don't know if I've ever seen my man's wallet. That's a great... I don't think so, no. He has me on his phone, though.
Oh, yeah. My man has a rotating background, so, like, I pop up every 50 minutes.
Nice. Okay, nice. Yeah, I don't know. Alex has, like, the same, like, maybe, like, 4... Because I don't like taking pictures.
Mm-hmm. Same.
So he's got...
I mean, I don't like other people taking pictures of me.
Okay. I was gonna say, which is fine. I'm saying that's good. Like, honestly, respect. If you like taking pictures of yourself, 10 out of 10. You're great. I hate it because I look back and I'm like today's the worst day ever now.
And mind
Today
you,
somehow has become the worst day ever.
your man will take the most fried pictures of you every single time
He's
without
like, look
fail.
at how beautiful you look. I'm in bed, hair like messy, mouth open. He's like, you just look so cute last night. I'm like, delete that immediately.
My man just takes a bunch of screenshots on FaceTime all the time, and I'm like, it's like those, you never see those videos on TikTok where they're like, day like 100, like, and it just like goes to 300 and
a thousand days. Like how you change over 1,000 days.
That's me on the camera.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no. But yeah, what would you, if you had a wedding, like big wedding, small wedding, what's the wedding vibe?
I honestly,
what are you wearing?
What am I wearing? Okay, and also I'd like to point out the reason why we're talking about this is we both just saw the drama.
Oh yeah, we've been deep in discussion about the drama.
Deep in discussion about the drama. It was really good. I feel like at this point, if you watched it, great. We're gonna tell you exactly what happened. But I don't think we should go into it. We're gonna
ruin the whole thing for you.
There are wedding themes in this movie, and a really good question came up. Like, you know, how well do you know your partner? And you know, this couple who's very much in love, had been dating for 2 years, got engaged, are getting married, and it's like the week before, and the husband finds out this big secret of his soon-to-be wife. And it just kind of like turns their worlds upside down. And it's really interesting to watch because I think as anyone in a serious relationship, especially in your later 20s and like early 30s, when like, I feel like when I was, you know, 21, 22 in relationship, however old I was then, I think 21, you know, the thought of like marriage and family, like it feels so far away. It feels like, wow, like, yeah, we're going to be together for like 5 or 6 years, 7 years, and then, you know, maybe get engaged or whatever. But like, once you start getting older and you get into relationships when you're older, it's like, oh yeah, like, you know, the timeline moves up.
I gotta start considering these things. And then you also like aren't just like dating to like just like date random people anymore. Like you're like, wait, but if I stay with them for a long time, like,
yeah, like
I can't be wasting my years now.
No, I mean that's like such a huge thing. So it's like it's interesting. And that movie was really interesting because of that. Because like, you know, what would you willing to accept of something that your partner does? And like, you know, would you put a pause on the wedding? Would you listen to your friends? Would you listen to your heart?
How far are you going? Are you willing to go to like protect them or like protect something that you might feel like is bad, but you're like, but this is my partner? Yeah.
And I think it raised a lot of interesting questions. Like, I knew it was going to be really cool because I watched that with my partner, and Angela had already seen it.
I watched it by myself.
She watched it by herself. I was supposed to go, but our timelines didn't match up. But I kind of liked that because I knew that you were going to have a different opinion about the movie than Alex did. Yeah. And like, Alex and I came to very similar conclusions about like, because the drama, I mean, it's like so much dialogue, and honestly, just go see it. It was amazing.
A really good movie.
But you know, the best part was like after Alex and I were like, we should just walk to Grand Army. And so we like walked probably about like a mile, and we talked about the movie and like what we felt about it, and you know, how would we deal with, you know, information like that, and would that be a deal breaker?
So how do you feel in the movie, you know, Zendaya's character, like everything's been pinned on her, like all these other characters are bad in their own ways, but Zendaya's character is the only one that's demonized in this story, even though she's the only one who didn't do anything. Yeah. And so my thought I had on it was from a perspective of a black woman, is like, in the world there's nothing that you can do as a black woman to not be seen as like an evil person or a bad person. And then Zendaya's character has to keep it together this whole time, because as a black woman, once you start to freak out and act crazy, now you're just crazy. You're crazy and violent. But at the same time, like the whole world is turning against you, and you have to keep your cool. And at that time as well, your man is sleeping with other bitches.
I agree. I think that it was interesting when Alex watched it too, because that was one of the first things I picked up from that movie. I'm like, I'm like, there was a lot of like racial undertones like racist undertones, and how, you know, even somebody that's like, you know, liberal, married to a black man can still have these like derogatory racist moments that she then projects on to Zendaya and her husband and the other character. Like, the villain of this movie is like the white woman that's her best friend, and throwing this bitch under the bus.
And she was what I liked your take when you were like, she killed that boy. That boy is dead.
She killed him.
So basically, and if you haven't seen the movie, they go around the table and they talk about like, what is the worst thing that you did? I think the first thing to know is that the conversation starts because the white woman at the table turns to her husband and basically throws him under the table and is like, I'm going to tell your secret, your worst secret that you told me. And he was like, no, like, we told that together in confidence. Like, I don't want everyone to know that. And his is like, not even that crazy, but like it's like it's like setting the tone of the table. And she's like, yeah, like, look what he did. And then it gets to her and she's like, yeah, so I locked a kid in a closet that has like a disability, and I left him to die, but he didn't die. Like, people came and like rescued him, I think. But like,
I think it's interesting because, you know, they're going around the table talking about the worst thing they've ever done.
Yeah.
Everyone's laughing. Everyone's taking these like super horrendous acts, you know, and a big thing was like, oh, well, we were just kids. You were just kids. Like, you know, the husband does this thing where he talks about how he, you know, put his girlfriend in front of a dog, like used his girlfriend as a human shield when this dog attacked. And, you know, the wife's immediate thing was like laughing, and he's like, well, you know, you were under 25, like your brain wasn't fully developed. Yeah. And, you know, they kind of laugh it off. It gets to that fucking cunt. Yeah. And she talks about how she, you know, this young boy who was her neighbor, you know, says he found an RV and wanted her to come check it out.
And she was like, I'm feeling bored. I was feeling bored, so I just did it.
So she followed him, and it was like this nasty, dirty RV, and she said that he was slower. So we're assuming that he's like disabled. And she's like, yeah, and there was a closet, and I thought it would be funny, and I just shoved him in there and locked the door. And he was begging and crying, and he was screaming, so I got scared and I left. And, you know, she's like, and I don't know what happened to him. And obviously, like, everyone's kind of laughing for a second, except for Zendaya. The whole time, Zendaya's the only one not laughing at this table.
The whole, just straight face, because she knows, like, it's gonna get to her, and like, keep going.
Yeah, like, but I think that was like, there's so many like of these small moments, and I think one of the most interesting thing about how they built up these characters is how that single table conversation projected how every single one of those characters was going to act for the rest of the movie. Yeah. And so like, it was foreshadowing, but it was like the first and I think that was a really great storytelling. And also, like, I don't know, it's interesting, like, especially with adult friends and who's really going to be on your side. Yeah. And like, how much do you allow somebody else's opinion, your friend's opinion, to then disrupt your relationship? Yeah. Because I think it's important. Like, you have to, you know, take some information from your friends, because like, your friends know you. And sometimes you just get really lost in a relationship, and, you know, you lose parts of yourself. So like, you know, it is good to kind of take in other people's views sometimes, but you know,
I think it's hard because you rely on your friends to like tell you the truth of what's going on, of things that you can't see. You know, you have your rose colored lenses on, but at the same time, like, you made a commitment to the person that you're with to hear them out and to like be with them. And mind you, obviously, this is not me being like, oh, shooting up schools is okay. Like, it's definitely obviously not okay. But I think when it's something like that, you really do have to hear your partner out, because I think you have to sit with your own mental of being like, is this something I'm morally okay with, like, for real? Or is that who my partner is? Like, do I know my partner enough to be like, that's not who my partner is? Like, they didn't ever do this thing, and that's crazy, but I can see that they've reformed, like Zendaya's character reformed, and started advocating against gun violence. So I feel like there was so much time that had passed before they actually really had a conversation about it, or before Robert Pattinson's character was really willing to sit down and even hear her out about it.
And I think that one of the interesting plots is, like, you know, they're around the table. They're all talking about the worst thing they've ever done. And Zendaya talks about the worst thing she almost did.
Yeah.
But she didn't actually do it. Every other person that was sitting at the table had actually done, like, her husband, Robert Pattinson, bullied a kid to the point where his family had to move and go to different school.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, like, so that kid could have killed himself. Like, there are these two instances, you know, where death was nearly involved, right?
I mean, even the dog could have mauled.
Exactly. She could have died.
She could have died. He could have died.
The girlfriend could have died. So they all had these moments of, like, putting other people at extreme risk of these violent acts.
Yeah.
That could end in somebody dying.
Yeah.
And I guess in a way Zendaya was doing the same thing, which is probably why she shared that.
Yeah.
Because she's like, wow, there's these three other people that I trust and love are sharing these stories about how they significantly put somebody at risk where they almost died.
Right.
And her planning a school shooting when she was 15.
Yes.
Crazy.
I mean, that's another thing. Like, that feels almost so radical to share in a way that I'm like, I don't know, maybe I would just keep that one in the book. Like, maybe I would have just said something else. Like,
yeah, but that was the thing. I think that everyone else's act, to her, she felt like they were all on the same level.
Like, it was like a judgment-free zone. It was like a safe space to be able to.
Every single person had put a bunch of people at risk, or one person at risk.
But I think this is a hot take of, and I hate to come for some of my white ladies. You know, I love women, but I think it shows like how sometimes white women could try to create these safe spaces for people of color, and then there is judgment that comes with it, and then there's that like radicalness that comes after it of like being like, no, like, I stand for rights, like, I do this, I do that, like, I stand for people, but you don't stand for people. Like, it's like showing
it's
that
really
like
performative.
It's showing that performance and like of the actual not knowing what you really even stand for. Like, what are you really even about?
Yeah, I agree. I think that a lot of that was like, I mean, very performative. I mean, I think, and that was the other thing too, like, once this had happened, once she got this, she turned it all about her. The best friend. It was now about the best friend. The wedding was now centered around that friend, and if she was going to tell other people, if she was going to come, that was her maid of honor. Like, all of a sudden, the entire story was around her. If she controlled the narrative. And so it was like
when you control my wedding that I paid for, came out of my pockets, first of all, now, bitch, you're fucking with my pockets.
No.
You're fucking with my good time. You're fucking with my memory. I'll kill you.
Yeah, and so like
I'll kill you with a gun.
I'll kill you with a gun. Yeah, and no, without it's actually crazy.
No, that is
but yeah, I don't know. I think I'm so sorry. I think there was a lot of nuance to that, and I think that anybody that's watching the movie, you can get so many of these, like, I know I keep saying like these like micro moments, these like micro social cues, and like.
But I think that's important to note, like,
it
how
is, like, that
Zendaya being a black character and noting that's what it's like. There's so many microaggressions throughout your day, and if they do feel like you're getting stuck with a needle randomly all the time, like, that is what it feels like.
Yeah, and it was like that. I don't think that everyone's gonna pick up on that though.
No, that's because not everyone experiences microaggressions.
Right, exactly.
So
that was such an important part to me, the story.
Yeah,
and like why everything was happening the way that it did, because it was more than just that. It was the micro stuff that was happening throughout the entire thing.
Yeah,
and I don't know, it was just really interesting. Like, I think if you're like a psych major, or like you're interested in that, or like really, you know, into understanding like social interactions and like cause and effect of every like motion, it is a really great movie to watch. It's honestly one of my favorite movies this year.
I mean, even when we were talking about this earlier, in the beginning, you have the whole storyline is set in the beginning. You literally basically see the whole movie in the first scene where they're dancing, and Zendaya's like not feeling the vibe, and it's her wedding, and she's like, I don't know, it doesn't really feel like us. And the dance teacher is basically like, fuck you, you're gonna do what I say, stop being like a fucking nuisance in my, like, this is me, this is about me. Like, it's never been about Zendaya's character, it's always about everyone else around her setting the tone for her life. And I was like, whoa, that's first 5 minutes, bro.
I don't know, like, we talk about like marriage, or, you know, that was one of the things that we were talking about.
Maybe that was the only thing we were talking about, but yeah.
But like I kind of want to lean back into that because like I think that getting married now, where we're in the age that we are, I think it's hard in New York City.
I don't know what marriage is like. I ain't never been married.
No,
but
I know.
I think it's hard to find someone in New York City.
Yeah.
To want to marry, to want to spend the rest of your life with, and also to have enough money to get married, to
That's
have
my
enough
big
money
thought.
to have a house, a family.
Oh, literally, my biggest thought is like, man, the financial burdens of marriage.
Yeah.
I just think like, I know like, you and I have talked about this, but man, if I ever get married, I just want it to be done. I just want to be married. I don't think I wanted, like, the celebration would be, like, fun. But I don't know. I think I would just rather be married. I'd rather just skip the celebration.
And that was, like, when I asked you earlier, what does your ideal wedding look like? Like, is it big? Is it small? Is it,
I just think that it's, like...
Is it a religious ceremony?
No, I think it's just done.
But...
I think it's, like... I don't know. I feel like...
You're not answering my question.
Sorry, I know. I think small and like really chill. You know, I'd want a nice dress. Maybe get married at City Hall.
I would hope you would want a nice dress.
Of course.
I want a nice dress. Well, yes.
Then I'd want to go on vacation for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And like that's really it. I don't know how much I would really care about. Just okay, because I've worked at wedding venues before, and I've seen the price tags. Even in Ohio, how much people were spending, and I just can't wrap my head around that. I don't think that I could be like, because like, I'll spend $30,000 on a wedding. I'll spend $40,000 on a wedding, which is very average in New York if you're gonna get married here. That's a cheap wedding, is $40K. I don't want to spend that. I'd rather go on like a bomb ass vacation and like put a down payment on a house. I just like can't fathom how that would be worth spending the money on. That being said, I do know Alex has spoken about wanting like a big wedding, and if he wants that, I'll participate.
Okay,
that's really but I think that's like part of the, that's like a compromise thing when you like. That's not that we're not even engaged or anything like that, but like it's something we talk about where I'm like, damn. Coming. My God, I just wouldn't want a crazy big wedding. And if your partner's like, yeah, I would want that. And that's like something I've looked forward to my whole life, like having a big wedding and, having all of our friends and family be there and like the joining of families, which, I'll get behind for him.
Well, that's the thing is like my family's really small. So like it would be like whoever I marry's family, which I imagine would, I don't know what that looked like, but mine is small. So it would be like...
Yeah, maybe that's it too. I'm like, I don't know, like, I don't know, just, I don't even want to think about
me
it.
And 4
I'm
people.
getting stressed out about something I don't even have to worry about.
I literally had a nightmare last night that I got married.
Dude, it's this fucking movie where you're like, because it's like super, like it's super intense. And then you start thinking about it and you're like, oh my God, this is crazy.
No, literally, I got married. I got married to like the boy I had a crush on in middle school for some random reason. And then... I remember like being like, this is not who I'm supposed to marry. This is not who I'm supposed to be with. Like, oh my God. And then I looked down at my ring and I hated it. It was fucking ugly. So I was like, he doesn't even know me.
Get that shit out of here.
Literally, he doesn't know me. And then and then it was turning my finger green. I was like, and it's fucking fake.
Middle school, whatever his name, like can't afford a fucking ring.
Literally, like I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like I hate it. It was so overwhelming. But I do hope that my wedding that I have one day, first of all, I want to look fucking fab. I want my husband to look fucking fab. We're both looking fucking fab. Everyone's looking fucking fab. The costumes, the outfits better be on
me, the only bridesmaid.
Yeah, literally. Gabby's outfit better be fucking brilliant. And then
it's going to be Vivian Westwood.
Literally. And then, if my husband has, he has like a whole fucking line of friends and I have one bridesmaid. Yeah.
Just me.
It's, just a ton of men walking you down like bodyguards.
Okay, we could hire people to stand there.
Right.
We'll just hire them.
My stand-in
That's
friends.
a real job, I'm sure. Like hired bridesmaids, we could find some. It's fine. That's what Also, I have a question though too, because we had a conversation about this. Do you feel like when you get engaged, it should be a surprise?
Yes, I want to be surprised. I want to be so surprised. I want to be like, oh my God, I had no idea. Oh my God. But really, I knew the whole time. But like, I'm going to pretend, obviously. But I want to be, to be surprised by the, like, how it happens, how it goes down. But like, I'm too nosy for like me to not.
No, but
have
I mean,
any
like,
idea.
is there a like, you know, I think that some people, like, I feel like you always see in the movies where like they get married or they get engaged, and she's like, today's the day. And I'm like, did you guys not talk about it at all? Like, is there any conversation? Like, I don't know. I'd be kind of annoyed if we had maybe talked about it a single time, and then you're like, marry me. I'd be like, dude, what?
Are we dead ass?
Are we being dead ass right now? Like, there's no conversation. Like, I guess, like, my opinion on it doesn't matter until that moment, and then I have to, like, feel awkward and pressure to either reject or agree. Like, I don't know, like, I think there is some weird shit with that.
I think, though, that the person that you're with, you know them enough for the most part. I think some people don't, but I think that...
I mean, in my situation,
in our situations, I feel like if, like, the people that we choose to be with, we would like to know to a point where we know that they know what we want and how
they know that you know that
we know that they know that we know that you know.
Okay, but that's what I mean, though. I feel like in these movies,
like Alex would, you first of all, you voice yourself. You've always voiced your opinion. Trust me, there's no world in which Alex doesn't know exactly how you feel about something at any given point in time.
Okay.
So you,
no.
My dear,
okay,
do not have
I know,
to worry.
I know that that's I'm not talking about myself.
Oh, right.
I'm just talking about it generally because you know, we've had friends that are getting married and engaged, and like hearing their stories about like what they do, and we're sitting there drinking our tea like, ooh, I would never do that. Like, you also start to see that too, like in our age, like people are starting to get married, and the way that people go about it is crazy. Like the ring, the engagement, we're all so judgmental.
Yeah, like it's all very scary
everyone
to me. I'm
is
like,
so like
jump scare. You're engaged. Oh my God.
I'm like, when did that happen?
When did you get a boyfriend?
No, literally, people will be like, so
you want to spend the rest of your life with him?
I'm like,
okay.
Man, it's really been a long time since we've seen each other, huh?
Yeah, it's been
they'll
a
be
minute.
like, I'm getting married, and you're like, oh, weird. I didn't even know you had a boyfriend. And they're like, oh, we met like last year. I'm like, it's really been that long, huh?
So when do you think is, because in this movie, Zendaya's first love, and they've only been dating for 2 years. So when do you think 2 years is too early?
I feel like the timeline gets shorter the older you get.
I agree.
So I think right now, 2 years would be a little early. I think living together for 2 years.
Living together for 2 years, yeah.
I think living together for 2 years.
That's good.
Or at least a year, like whatever that looks like. I think like you should at least live together for a year, date for a year, and then you get engaged. And
so maybe that is the 2 years. You date for a year, you live together for a year, and then you
get married. I think that that's an okay timeline.
Okay.
That
terrifies me. I mean, not that you're saying that, but like,
I know.
I'm like, oh,
because it's like, like I think that's normal. Like, it would be weird if you were 21 and doing that. Like, you definitely shouldn't be 21, date a guy for a year, move in with him, and then marry them. I think that's way too early. But like when you start kind of entering your later 20s, you're like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, you're like, sure, we dated for a year. What the fuck are we doing? We're either gonna get married or not. We're living together. If it works, if you're living together, if you still like your partner, I think that's
really important. I think if you can
still
live
like
with your partner and then
sure.
So does living together mean getting married?
I think when you get older, yeah. I think when you get older, because
I think I used to not think that way, but I do now.
I used to not think that way either.
Yeah,
but now I do.
Yeah, I
because
agree.
Why am I living with you if I'm not having the intention? Not even like marriage, right?
Well, that's the same thing. Why am I even dating you if
why am I dating you if we have no intention of like doing this forever? Like,
yeah,
because once you move in with somebody, you start sharing assets, and that's a lot. You're getting rid of your space, you're getting rid of your things, you're sharing assets, they become aware of your finances, your job, the stability of everything. Yeah, you're basically like walking in naked and being like, you're like, here I am, here's everything, and like, and you keep leaving this toilet seat up. and you gotta
here
stop.
I am giving everything I barely have, and you can't put the toilet seat down.
I'm giving you all $43 in my bank account, and you won't put the toilet seat down? No, I'm just kidding. But
you're fucking kidding me?
But like, I don't know. it is scary. Like, my last relationship didn't go well when I moved in with them, which it actually went the best possible way ever. Is that we're not together anymore. I live in New York City and actually met the love of my life, who I could see myself marrying and wanting to have a life with. So I guess the last time I did live with a partner, it worked out for me perfectly fine.
And honestly, the last time it didn't work out with Gabby for a partner, it worked out for me. So like, we were talking about how the universe, like everything manifests itself into the exact way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was like, if Gabby's boyfriend and her didn't break up, and if Gabby didn't move to New York, and then, you know, and then
like,
I wouldn't have a roommate, I'd be on the streets.
Yeah, like, who fucking knows what that would have looked like for both of us. And so, you know, every time I get stressed out, I'm like, oh man, moving in again, that's super scary. Because it is scary, but it's exciting. It's like scary and exciting. But
and, like, also you've been more aware of like who you want to be with, and like how you want to set yourself up in the future as well.
I've done it once.
Yeah.
I know this time I won't be making the same mistakes again.
I've done it twice. And I didn't go well both times. Nah, the last one wasn't bad.
I just think, like, you know, you guys were still young when you met, too.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge part of it.
Well, and then we were getting, like, I always think I was like, we were together for so long that it then got to the point where I felt like, oh no, he's going to propose at any second. I gotta go. Yeah. I started getting stressed.
Yeah, because you just, like, weren't ready for that.
I wasn't ready for that. Yeah. And I didn't want.
And you wouldn't know how to say no either to something like that. And
I'd
that's when
like,
you really started.
Yes.
But I also think, like, you really start thinking long term.
Yeah.
When that kind of stuff happens, because you're like, wow, you know, we should be getting engaged soon. Is that something I'm ready for with this person?
No.
And if that, like, really scares you, then yeah, maybe you got to reevaluate some things. And I think that was, I mean, I don't know. I felt like that was the case with your last partner. Mm-hmm. Your last partner was amazing. I love him to death.
I have no bad words. I have no bad things to say.
Amazing, but it wasn't right. And you realize that when the time started to come up where it's like, damn, we might be getting engaged soon.
Oh, whoa. That's 4 years have passed already?
That's the next step.
Yeah.
But I also think it's important too, like, if like you're a man or a woman, either one, and you want to get married, letting your partner know that.
Yeah.
I think just keeping on the same page the whole time, because, like, you know.
And okay, so then the other question is like, how far into your relationship should you, like, let your partner know that that's something that you want to do?
I also feel like that's...
Or is that like a given? I feel like once you get older, I feel like that's a given. I feel like it's not something that do you need to even talk about it?
I don't know. I think it always comes up though, right? Like,
no.
And I mean, like, I don't know, you have friends getting married.
Oh yeah, I did.
And stuff like that. Like,
I'm getting married, having babies. I'm like,
yeah, like,
I'm only 27.
And I think it's
calm down.
Cool, but like that's when that kind of conversation comes up.
Yeah.
You know, you start meeting their family.
Yeah.
And they've got family members cousins getting engaged, and you know, that's like how long were they together? You know,
right.
So I think, I don't know, I feel like that kind of stuff, at least.
And everyone's timeline is different, but like, yeah, I think it is a lot of the times it is.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's based on you and your partner only. And also, that leads it back to... Sorry, you had another thing to say.
No. Go ahead, because I liked where this was going.
No. I feel like, and that leads back to the whole dynamic in the movie of being like, at the end of the day, it's just you and your partner. It doesn't matter what anything else is going on.
You guys are going home together, babe.
You guys are going home. At the end of the day, you are sitting with your partner, and it's only, like, the world is happening around you guys, but at the end of the day, it's just you.
And them. And so...
And them taking on this life.
Which, okay, and this doesn't pertain to, like, abusiveness or, like, somebody doing horrible things, like, actual horrible things.
Right.
Those aren't the same. But for the most part, your friends can kind of butt the fuck out. And I'm sorry, the quickest way to fuck up a relationship, is to involve your friends in every argument that you have. Yeah. Every issue you have with your partner. Because that gives you too much opportunity to, like, externalize the issues you have instead of, like, you're giving yourself outlets that aren't your partner, and that doesn't get anything done. You telling your friends to be like, this is happening, and, like, obviously everyone does it, but if you're doing it a lot, you know, it's like, why are you coming to me? You should be talking to your partner.
You should, and also it's just skewing the way that your friend feels about your partner.
Yeah,
they're not gonna like him. You're only telling them the bad parts.
Yeah,
of the things that your partner does.
Yeah,
they hate him.
and then
partner.
it's weird, and then you get isolated, and like,
Yeah.
I think that happens to a lot of young women too, and it's like, you know, you have more control over the relationship than you think you do as a woman, and a big part of that is just like, handle that shit internally. Stop. I'm sorry. I know a girl loves to yap, but like some shit does need to stay in the house. Otherwise, you end up with shit.
It needs to stay under the roof.
It needs to stay under the roof.
Stay in these four
between
walls.
you and your partner. Don't talk to your parents about it. Don't have any of these types of conversations. It has to stay because you then have to have a conversation with them immediately.
Yeah, and I think you just need to learn to be honest with your partner. I think like if your partner doesn't like the things you're saying and is gonna leave you, they're gonna leave you regardless.
You're done. You're cooked.
You're cooked. The best thing I feel like you can do is just tell them exactly how you feel. And this is me being a fucking hypocrite. So if my boyfriend watches this, he's gonna be like, this fucking bitch. But I do think that you just gotta be as honest as you can with your partner and just like be very transparent with them, because like I think the biggest thing, the reason we don't do these things is you're not gonna like me anymore. Like they're not gonna see me as this like person that I've want them to see me as. And it's like, babes, if you guys are gonna be together forever, like they're gonna see you regardless. They see you more than you see yourself, to be honest with you anyway. So like you might as well just be the crazy bitch that you are.
I also feel like lost me on that one.
Okay. Jeez.
No, I'm not crazy. I think I'm insensitive. I don't think like I think that you and I are on like different scopes of this, because like you're like, you get like really wrapped up and you get like crazy and angry. Okay. And I am the opposite, where I'm just like, I don't care. And that drives you fucking crazy. Yeah. Because to me, this is bad and I need to work on this. But I think about it like this, like, I'm just living my life. And obviously you compromise and, you know, compromise as much as you can and you want to. But I always tell people, I'm like, listen, in relationships now that I'm older, I think a big part of it is just like, if something happens that I don't like, I'm just like, yeah, I don't like this. So like, you know, obviously it's not the end and we should talk about it. But like, if it's something that keeps continuing, like, I don't know if this is going to be something I want. Yeah. And that's the most honest thing I can give you, because I don't think that you can convince somebody to treat you better. No. That is like the one thing, if there's anything I learned in like being an adult woman, is that like you cannot ask somebody to treat you better. You just have to really sit with yourself and be like, you can only tell them what you want, and they're either going to meet that expectation and choose to be better for you. But at the end of the day, you're not changing them. Like, there's no changing them. Anyone. And they won't change fully ever. No. Like, they won't just like flip a switch and be a better person. Go back to factory settings. Yeah, like they're just gonna try to improve in little ways that they can if they care. If they care. And you're gonna have to accept that they're not perfect. They're not perfect. Yeah. And so it's a great, you know, I think that movie does also a really great job at that too. It's like, again, like, relationships are such a level of acceptance and understanding, but also maintaining your own, you know, autonomy as yourself. Yeah. And knowing what's right and what's not right, and what to fall into and what to not. And, you know, how much of outside influence are you going to let affect how you feel about somebody? Yeah. Because, like, that's kind of pathetic too. That means that, like, you're more concerned about what the outside is seeing rather than what's going on in the inside. You're not in a relationship with your man. You're in a relationship with your friends. I don't want to be in a relationship with my friends. Yeah, I'm sorry. You're dating your friends. I don't want to date my friends. I don't want to date you. Love you. No thanks. Yeah, no. We've been living together for a long time, and she's never proposed to me. So obviously this was never going to work out. She's actually leaving me. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Whatever. But yeah, I do. Your brother's moving in. My brother's moving in for 3 months, and then I'm hitting the dusty trail. The setup is gonna look a little different here in a couple months. Yeah, maybe we'll do it at my place. Okay. Okay. What are you saying, that my place already? You the foreshadowing of it all is that I'm gonna live in a shack. You know what though? No matter what, your place is gonna get better sunlight if you find a roof to put over your head. One thing. We're gonna have really great lighting. A skylight, which is like we're at the park. I moved the blanket over. Right. I'm like, already. We enter into Angela's tent. Definitely have better lighting than the apartment I'm living in, so.
you kick something and goes,
you
ow,
bitch!"
it's Sham.
It's Sham.
He's sleeping.
You guys are sharing a blow up.
And that's what 3K will get you a month in New York City.
and that's a fucking rent stabilized 3K tent in Prospect Park. Welcome back to an Ohio 7, where we rate men on an Ohio scale.
Which is important to know.
Which is important to know.
We're not just men haters.
Well,
Sometimes,
yeah.
But
you know, when
in this case, we're being honest based on an Ohio scale.
yeah. So
today
we're
we're gonna do Robert Pattinson, obviously on brand.
on brand for the movie.
And to start it off with, I'm gonna start it off with Robert Pattinson has an accent.
That's true.
And can't forget. That doesn't matter. We don't hear him talk. It's based on looks only.
It's only looks. Robert Pattinson would give you like creepy, weird vibes, but in kind of a hot way.
I'm giving 6.5.
Oh, so I'll probably give him an 8.
An 8? Really? I don't really think he's that hot though. Like,
he was really, really pretty when he was younger. Like, he's kind of creepy now, but that kind of works. It kind of works. I feel like in the Ohio uniform, he's wearing like that t-shirt. Like, he would probably be like a little awkward, but he has a really nice, weird little smile. I like it. So I'm going to go with an 8.
Oh, no, I'm sticking at 6.5. He's not my type of man, but when during Twilight, were you Team Edward or Team Jacob?
I was always Team Jacob.
Yeah, same.
I was always Team Jacob.
Yeah.
But I think, because he was so creepy in Twilight. He's like, I'm a 150-year-old virgin. You're like, you're a fucking virgin? No, that's like a whole...
Ooh,
Twilight is its
150 years.
Is of its own category. But no, I was always Team Jacob.
Yeah.
I still stand by that. I was still Team Jacob.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd still be Team Jacob. Not based on the
You're like
storyline.
Team fucking nobody. You're like Team go to therapy.
Team
go to
both.
therapy, Bella. This is getting
Beller.
Damn, Loco, where you been? But yeah, I think Robert Pattinson gets an 8.
I'm sticking at 6.5. I just think that he's a little scary looking, and no offense, and and maybe it's only because I see him as Twilight.
Okay, no,
and I can't get that image out of my head. I just see.
Yeah, him like skulking around and like being all sparkly.
Yeah, I'm like, ugh. I can't get it out. But he's married to Suki Waterhouse, and honestly,
Suki,
T
be killing it.
T.
But yeah, no, I think, I'm gonna give him an 8. I feel like that feels appropriate. I like it. I feel good about it. Even in the Ohio, that little creepy guy, I love him. Outside of an Ohio,
little creepy guy, I love him.
That man gets a 10. He dresses so well.
He dresses well. He looks like he smells very clean.
Yeah, sure.
I don't even know if that's true. I feel like he's always wearing like kind of like linen-y things. He just kind of like looks like fresh laundry.
He doesn't wear he definitely wears natural deodorant though.
Oh.
If he wears
any.
Nope,
going back to stinky.
That's what I was saying. Listen, the Europeans, they don't wear the aluminum, and let me tell you, whatever the fuck that aluminum's doing, we gotta keep doing it. I'm absorbing it.
I am aluminum only.
I will become the Silver Surfer if that's what it takes to not smell the way that people that wear natural deodorant smell.
Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna have to ride with Gabby on this one.
It's diabolical.
Y'all stink.
Summer's coming though. Get your Dove spray deodorant, or I will spray you on the train. If one of your fucking armpits are up and I have my bottle, I'm spraying you.
I'm sick of stinky people. You're too old to be stinking.
Anyways, yeah, Robert Pattinson gets an 8. Angela gets him a 6.5. It's okay to be wrong sometimes, but that's her journey, not mine. And hope to see you next time.
Please come back and watch our podcast.
Or listen. Actually, just listen to it.
You can listen, you can watch, you can do whatever you want. Follow us on Instagram at @AnOhio_. Oh wait.
No, I don't want to do it. I do it wrong every time. Just follow us.
At @AnOhio. I'll just put it there.
She's going to write it there, and it's also going to be in the link below.
Please.
I feel like a YouTuber. Catch me in the link below.
Like, comment, subscribe. YouTube. Just kidding. Anyway, bye, guys.
Bye.